Hi, I'm Ellen. I work for Liberty Wines in their marketing team. I do their copywriting and communications. This actually marked 12 years of me being in the trade this year. So I started off as a som, that's sort of what I did for most of my career, but I'm actually not a very good blind taster. So this is probably going to be an amazing opportunity for me to make a fool of myself. However, when the guys at Tiny Wines asked me if I'd get involved, I just think they're brilliant. So of course I wanted to support them in any way I can. And if making a tit of myself on camera by tasting these wines is how to do that, then so be it. So I'm taking part in Tiny Blinders. I've got my spittoon because it's, I don't even think midday yet. We're just gonna give this a go. Okay, so Tiny Blinders, blind wine 1. It's a white wine. Do I get points for that? I feel like I should, that's quite astute. It's fairly light in colour. Some sort of like lemony, greeny. It's a very pretty colour. It smells very fresh, like super clean, very crisp, very fruit driven. But sort of like pear, big on the pear. Really lovely sort of fresh pears. Nothing canned. And then green apple. It's just so fresh. Like it smells very, very, very fresh. I know it's like a really stupid descriptor, but I'm just getting lots of like apple pear. Maybe like a little bit of citrus, but it's more the zest than the juice. It just feels like summer in a glass. I want to be like walking through a nice garden somewhere sipping this. Okay. Ooh, yum. Ooh, yum. It's got this sort of like, almost like nuttiness on the finish, but not in like a necessarily like leesy sort of way. Maybe it is leesy. Could be muscadet. Yeah. As soon as I said I didn't think it was leesy and that the nuttiness wasn't from lees, I actually rethought that because actually this could be muscadet. And I find with blind tasting, despite the fact I'm not very good at it, is that if you hear hooves, think horses and not zebras, or unicorns. Knowing my luck, this is now something completely random, but I'm going to go with France, I'm going to go with the Loire, I'm going to go with muscadet, so Melon de Bourgogne, vintage. It's got a few years on it, but nothing too old. I'm like 21, 22. Right, let's do number 2, which is a red wine. These are really, really cool, by the way. Caravan. I remember during lockdown 1, 2, and 3, when I was working for another supplier and we had like an online wine shop and we were doing stuff like this. And it was so much more cowboy than this. So this is incredibly impressive because when we did it, it was definitely not to these standards. But that's why Tiny Blinders is here, because the wines are in great shape. And that's what Tiny Wine does. They deliver you tiny wines in really good condition. This smells quite familiar. Let's see what the colour looks like. It's kind of garnety. Check me out, my WSET colours. The nose just reminds me of like Bordeaux. It's very like black fruit, black currant, cassis, Cabernet-esque. Maybe the blend. Could also be Cabernet Franc, but I'm not getting the leafiness, like that green sort of capsicum leafy spiciness that I get from that usually. It's probably, when I find out, it's Grenache, which is also a potential, but yeah, Cabernet's sort of my first thought. Oh, that's nice and grippy. That's really, that's helping fuel my theory that it might be Cabernet. So I'm going with Cab, or a Cab blend, like Cab dominant blend. Could be some Petit Verdot, Malbec or Merlot in there, or Cab Franc. Kind of reminds me of sort of like more youthful Eau Medoc or Medoc wine. There's like this lovely sort of sweetness on the nose, which I think is coming more from the oak. It's very lovely. And I get that on the palate as well. Yeah, it feels really familiar and it feels really French. I feel like I'm going real French with this. Cabernet, something Cabernet-esque. I'm gonna go Bordeaux. I'm gonna go, again, on the younger side of things, so maybe something more like 2019 up to maybe 21. Yeah, what else do I need to tell you? Grape variety, region, country, vintage, done it. Probably wrong, but I've done it. And then finally, Tiny Blinders Wine 3. Guys at Tiny Wine, I'm really sorry if I'm fucking this up. Ooh. Oh, this is a bit more me. Blinders 3. It's got like a bit more of a slightly reddish tone, like an earthy reddish tone to the edge of it. It smells really pretty. I need some more of this in my glass. This feels very spicy. It's like Syrah Grenache or like Blaufränkisch, Zweigelt. Love like a spicy Austrian wine. It's very pretty. Again, sort of red, dark fruit, cherry, some cherry going on in there. But it's sort of more sour, like, and also like wild raspberries, like the kind you find on a bush that's like a little bit tart. And also, like, I love wild strawberries as a descriptor for like a simmer thing, because it almost smells earthy and it has like that leafiness to it, but not in the same way that you get with like Cab or Cabernet Franc. Oh, that's juicy as well. I'm gonna go Grenache on this one. It's very pretty, and I think you can get some really beautiful, very pretty Grenache. Like stuff from like Sierra de Gredos, anything sort of higher elevation. Also some really great South African Grenache that's, again, super elegant from the Swartland. And also like around the Hemlinard. And California and Australia. Oh my gosh, yes, old vine, Australian Grenache. I'm not entirely sure this is what this is, but if you want to drink great Grenache, like really great Grenache, and not spend crazy money, you need to be tasting like McLaren Vale Grenache. Just super old vines, lots of concentration of flavour, so much elegance. There is lovely ripeness to this, which make me think maybe it could be like a New World, slightly warmer climate. And I have gone French on the other two, so I'm going to diversify my options here. Sod it. Okay, let's go Australia, let's go McLaren Vale, let's go Grenache. Let's go 2015. 2015, why not? Out of all of these, I think number 3 is my favourite. It's just delicious. And a joy to taste. And number 2 was my least favourite, but it's not because of anything the wine is doing. I think it's just a personal taste thing. It's just sort of a style I don't usually gravitate towards, but you can tell it's a really good example of what it is. And then again, I want it to be summer. I want to be walking through a green garden, drinking this and smelling nice things, because it was fresh, it was light, it was crisp, but it has some nice texture, and I want to like barbecue fish and drink this. Anyway, I now have to nominate someone to do this. I'm going to nominate my husband, Alex McNair, who has been in the wine trade somehow longer than I have, which I think is quite impressive. And he's a brand manager, and he has a better palate than me. He's a better blind taste than me. I'm very happy to admit that. And I would love to see what he comes up with these. So yeah, Al McNair, you're next.